Per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. Let's take a look at alts today. Not really much going on. And the cloud tells no lies. If we're above, we're bullish. If we're below, we are bearish. If we are above the cloud, you expect higher highs. If we are below the cloud, you expect lower lows. That means we are trending in the bearish direction below the 200-day moving average. You can catch knives, you can look for bottoms, we can look for chart patterns, but most people don't have tons and tons and tons of time to look at 2,000 alts every day. So one thing you can do, set alerts liberally, and you just wait. You just wait. It's that simple. You just waited for October 2023. It was obvious. It'll be obvious this go around as well. We continue to get smashed on total 2 into this falling wedge variant, where we potentially just see lows into the October 2023 breakout level. Certainly not a promise, but something to watch for, especially because rates are not coming down until September, and September is a long ways away from today, at least the September meeting. We'll know more next Friday when Jay Powell speaks at Jackson Hole with some forward guidance, most likely. Based on today's CPI print, market thinks a 25 basis point cut instead of a 50. The next unemployment print may shift odds towards a 50, but we're not there yet. Total 2 over BTC. We're not there yet. Okay, we're below the cloud. There's nothing else to say or do at all, anywhere in alts. When you look at this, if you're trading against this, you need some real good evidence to do so. So you can ignore this at your own peril. You can say, well, we're almost there. But we could be grinding down here. It could be, technically, it could be until like 2026. You don't know, right? We don't know how long this is going to take. People tell me in the comments I'm fudding alts. I mean, it's right there. It's a bear trend. Nothing has changed. Dominance, bull trend. Nothing has changed. 3-day cloud. What else do you want to see? What else do you want to see? Yes, stablecoin prints in the pink have continued to push higher. Global liquidity has pushed higher. But price is price, and we are not seeing strength broadly on BTC or alts. US liquidity ranging along with altcoin market cap. So US liquidity specifically may be more important for altcoin market cap in the near term than global liquidity. Global liquidity year over year, those changes, M2, that'll matter eventually, but it hasn't mattered yet. Yes, it's a bullish divergence. Again, you could do anything you want, but expectations here are pretty simple. Pretty simple. Even if the low is in, it doesn't matter. The expectation here is lows, lower lows, lower lows, higher highs on dominance, which means lower lows for alts relative to BTC. And that's it, really. Looking at stablecoins individually, I would argue that USDC is more endogenous demand within DeFi, demand on crypto rails, versus Tether being exogenous demand, being demand for USD. Demand as a method of exchange, store of value, real world utility. USDC is trying to get there. It thinks it can get there. Tether is, meanwhile, printing a literal infinite amount of money thanks to rates. If this was flipped, if USDC was making higher highs relative to Tether's flat demand, I would expect alts to do much better, but we just aren't seeing that. Yesterday, ETH transaction fees went below 1 into decimals. There's just nobody using ETH right now, and there's just very little demand. Looking at NFTs, looking at the watch charts, looking at any sort of altcoin adjacent whatever, it's just not there right now. Nobody's here. Nobody's here. Before we go any further, let me mention today's video sponsor, Kraken Pro. Kraken Pro is a complete overhaul of the Kraken trading experience with a one-stop shop for advanced professional traders. Kraken Pro enables efficient trading execution across multiple markets with a UI that allows for unique optimization tailored to your trading style. You can check out Kraken Pro with a link in the description of this video. Non-investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Ventures, Inc., PVI, DBA, Kraken. Another thing you need to know if you're trading alts is, are the leaders strong? Are the leaders leading? Are the leaders doing anything? Bitcoin has done relatively little on a grand scale since March. And very clearly, again, the cloud is telling you don't want to miss October to March. You want to put the pedal to the metal, max leverage, max sizing, whatever for your appetite. If we are not in that environment here, we're still below the daily cloud for BTC. And on Kraken, you could go through this quickly with any chart. Just flip through it. Okay, Sol, is there anything here at all? No, it is ranging. You might have some beliefs about whatever banana zone somebody told you. Okay, that's awesome and great. But in the near term, on a week-to-week basis, Sol has done nothing. 25% plus or minus for a long time below the cloud. There's just no strength here whatsoever. Doesn't mean we can't randomly pop up. It doesn't mean we can't randomly go to 200. But as we sit here today, there is nothing. ETH far below the daily cloud. ETFs have not mattered for ETH. And you better hope this is not a bear flag and or rising wedge if you are bullish ETH. Definitely rising wedgie on lower timeframes, but definitely not above the cloud yet. Use any trend metric you want. I prefer the cloud for its simplicity, for its visual clarity. Looking at Ripple, we're just going down by volume here on Kraken, huge chop range. Anytime you see mega turbo uber chop on the cloud, on the daily, I just go up the time frame. I don't go down the time frame, as most people might, to look for something. The chop is telling me as a trend trader, there's nothing to do here. 3-day cloud, also nothing to do. I'd set an alert at 70 cents and just forget about it for now if you wanted to trade that one. Doge also below the daily cloud continuously. And if you're a DCA champion warrior, what do you care, right? You want lower prices. So I'm not trying to scare anybody out of any position, but I would not expect a miracle anytime soon. Even going into November, we had a continuous pattern. I'm guessing you had some sort of div. You're looking for this. You're looking for evidence of a bias, and we just don't have any of that yet. I don't see it. I mean, you can let me know in the comments. We can say maybe this is some sort of something, right? We're not like there yet. It's still in a downtrend. It's not above the resistance, and that's as simple as it gets. It just is what it is. No strength whatsoever. Sui. Everybody get all bulled up after the breakout. I think unlocks on this or this week or next week. It looks better than many coins. Is there a bull trend here? No, it's freshly out of its bear trend. I would give this until Q4 to expect anything constructive on the long side. Say also just continuous down, really. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. You're getting bearish Kijun bounces a couple times. And again, we're at the Kijun at this decision point. Could this eventually morph into a triple bottom inverted head and shoulders? It could, but we're like halfway there, right? Why waste your time fooling around with that below the cloud, risking lower lows? TIA, same thing. Maybe double bottom, maybe eventual triple bottom. It tried to double bottom in April, May. Guess what happened? Went lower, never broke the horizontal resistance. So set an alert at 7, set an alert slightly lower than that, and just wait. You just wait. There's nothing to do. Link, also bear flagging a little bit. Doesn't look happy to be here. Looks ready for chop or down. Does not look ready for higher highs. It's below the cloud. As are most, if not all of these coins that we're going to look at. Cardano, just continuous down. What do you want to say, right? The thing I think people get all excited about these lows is they don't realize after the down move, what we typically see is this. We typically see months of consolidation, months of flat. So there is an opportunity cost with catching a knife early versus letting somebody else catch the knife and then coming back in here whenever the consolidation is over. FET, same thing, just down. Some of these look worse than the index, look worse than total 2. This also looks like a potential bear flag, even though it's pretty oversold at this point relative to the daily Kijun. There's no strength here. There's no strength here. Again, this is easy mode. Easy mode has come and gone, and now it's just down. So you just wait for easy mode on easy street, and then go ham. Go ham like Porky Pig. But until then, there's just nothing to do. Atom, just continuous lows over and over and over again. Regardless of the tech, regardless of anything, you can love Link and not buy Link. You can love Curve and not buy Curve. You can love Atom and not buy Atom. You don't have to be married to the coin to understand the impact of the protocol, but it's real simple. There's just nothing here. High time frames, this is very oversold, but do we have a bull div? No, not really. We want a lower low in price, higher low in RSI. We don't have that yet. And it took a year last time we were down here to form a bottom. 2019 into 2021, and we just got here. If anything, I don't like this until 10, and it's at 475. Just needs time. With meme coins, a lot of these meme coins, as you'd expect, just are bleeding continuously. Not much to do here. Again, it's below the cloud. For alts without a large history, I go to the 12-hour or the 8-hour or the 4-hour cloud. If you need to, just look to see if there's anything here. Is there anything at all above the cloud? No. Just continuous down. There's a bearish channel here. It's just not it. Just not it. INJ, also below the cloud, has been below the cloud since April. There's nothing else to say. This had quite a run, like a lot of alts did, from $1 to 45 plus. Okay, that's a huge multiple. If rates are high, liquidity is low, nobody's here, do you expect these highs to hold? Do you expect people to come in and buy the lows? I don't. So this makes sense. It makes sense. It's going to take time for this to recover, or it will need to get cheaper for people to start carrying again. Aave, huge chop, just like Ripple. Go to a higher time frame. Also lots of chop. It is decidedly out of its downtrend. We'll give it that. It has now been sideways since mid-2022. Is there anything here? I mean, this looks better than most coins because most coins are going down. Most coins are going down because they went up so much into 2024. Aave did not. Aave just flat here, but it looks okay. Is it a screaming buy? No, it's not. What would I want to see? Anything above 110. Low time frames here look a little bottom attempty. I like that it tried to cancel this out. This is just an old note I had on here, but again, 110, 120. We want to see higher highs. It's real simple. This has really just been chop. It's been a lot of potential head and shoulders-y chop that didn't break down, so that's encouraging. So we've won that battle. The next battle is higher highs. Holding higher highs. Making higher highs. Not there yet. So I like alerts at 110, and you can add alerts when you're logged into Kraken Pro. Pepe, you just right click and you add the alert. Pepe also bear flagging down. I mean, it's real simple. If it isn't obvious, then it ain't it, Chief. It ain't the one. Monero. And again, you can love the network. You can use the network. You can understand the privacy components. There just really isn't anything here. It's gone nowhere since 2022. And if we go to a higher time frame like the weekly, it kind of tells you all you need to know. There are periods of time, maybe every 4 years, where this has a couple weeks, aka alt season, but most of the time it's just flat or down. So nothing really to speak of there on the USD pair. I would want to see 182. So alerts at 182 makes sense for Monero. Basically just a new high. FTM also just continuous down. So what would you want to see? Double bottom, triple bottom, falling wedge, bull div. It's always the same. You don't have that yet. Even this here, just quickly eyeballing, going into October, what did you have? You had continuous lower lows. Great. What did you have? You had continuous higher lows in RSI. This took an entire quarter into October. We don't have that yet here. We do not have that yet. If anything, you have this like downward megaphone thing to watch out for. So it's just not ready yet. It's just not ready yet. And there's no div. So it needs time. And it shouldn't be harder than that. It really shouldn't be harder than that. This isn't some like analysis paralysis thing where, oh man, I really like DOT, but I don't know. It's at the lows. It's breaking down. It's not that difficult. You want this to be trending. If you expect higher highs, DOT, there's just no strength here. This might be all-time lows. I'm not quite sure. At least close to it. Not for me. Not for me. It was only strong going into 2021 in reality. And since then, it's done a whole lot of nothing other than a bunch of emissions. PYUSD. I think that one is probably a stablecoin. Yeah, that's the PayPal stablecoin. I did see a headline that there was a little bit of issuance for that on Solana, PYUSD. So maybe one to track if you are a Solana enjoyer. Litecoin, nothing here. The horizontal diagonal support trying to hold. But again, it's obvious. It's below the cloud. Every 4 years it does something, and we're not there yet. We're not there yet. There's going to be a week where there's so many trades to take, you won't know what to do with yourself. We're just not there yet. We're not there yet. And if you look at the BTC pairs, things get worse for most coins. Even Sol, if we go to like the 3-day, is Sol convincingly more bullish than BTC here? Based on the TA would say no. It is and has been flat since December 2023. It looks like it may try for higher highs in the future, but as we sit here today, it doesn't look quite ready. So I would want to see anything above 0028 on the 3-day close. This could be an ascending triangle, it could be a head and shoulders, but in the moment, it does not look quite ready just yet. ETH BTC, continuous lower lows. I talk about this every video. There's nothing to say here. You can't argue anything other than this is down 50% from the highs in 21, 45% from the highs in 2022. Okay, like there's no trend here other than down. Expectation should be lower lows, and that's it. We can draw pitchforks, we can draw megaphones, we can draw all this stuff. Ultimately, 06 is where you'd want price to get back above 055 if you want to cheat it a little bit with the cloud. But the cloud is not lying to you when it's saying bear trend. That's it. That's it. Doesn't care about utility, functionality, nothing. Cares about nothing other than price. Ripple BTC, interesting one. Hadn't looked at this in a minute, but at the bottom here, months of double bottoming, right? Rounded bottom, just preceding that, months of straight down, just months and months and months of down. What happens after months and months of down? Consolidation and then decision. What is that consolidation? Is it bullish consolidation or is it bearish continuation? Well, thus far, it looks like it's trying to do something relative to BTC. It's at a historic low for the range, I guess you could call it. So certainly looks better than ETH BTC, looks worse than Sol BTC. And if this is a relative value game, you're always looking for relative value. LTC BTC, continuous lower lows. There is a bull div on this. There is maybe a falling wedge-ish there. At some point, these alts don't get better. It's just they look so bad, right? They look so dead relative to BTC that people just get bored and they're looking for value and they're like, yeah, okay, sure. LTC BTC, it's been down only for years. It's at potentially a multi-year all-time low or local low, however you want to think about that, relative to the exchange. And you see these death pops, these death rattles before more down. So sure, possible, but you better hope you're not wrong. And if you're wrong, you better have a stop loss at a new all-time low. It looks like 0.001 on LTC BTC. And in reality, these are the charts people need to care about, because if you're not beating BTC, then what's the point? It's not a buy and hold against BTC if it's down 80, 90% over the past 2 years. Monero, not really much to say here, trying to find a bullish consolidation at the bottom there. Aave BTC just down, right? I mean, there's nothing to say. You can't defend any of this. It has been nothing but down. Doge, same thing. Historically, the best Doge price is 30 sats coming off of the bottom. So we're nowhere near that. We're at 173. So 30 sats coming from 15 is the best place to buy Doge historically. So very hard sell at that price. Tron BTC trying to double bottom, has been ranging for years. Doesn't look convincingly stronger than BTC. You'd want to see new higher highs, new multi-month highs. Definitely not there yet. Gold BTC PAXG. Sure, let's take a look. PAXG BTC on the weekly, maybe an ascending triangle, trying to bottom. On the daily, you can see that level there at 044-ish. Ascending triangle is more evident and obvious there. So it looks okay. Certainly looks better than most alts. Now, is it this raging strength against Bitcoin? It is not, but it's trying to potentially move higher. Historically, gold has not done well over a long period of time, but it does have decent spurts of strength over multiple months. And we can keep going down the list, but I don't think there's much of anything left here. ADA BTC effectively in all-time low range territory. For most of these alts, based on the issuance and lack of real-world use, this is what you'd expect. DOT BTC deep into all-time lows. Looks like EOS, just continuous lower lows. Link BTC, continuous lower lows. And your hope here is to find one of these charts relative to BTC, that Matic BTC, that has something, right? Anything. And right now it's going to be tough because most everything just isn't performing. Kraken doesn't have TON, but TON is one to look for. Look at that BTC pair. BNB, look at that BTC pair. Most of these coins, there's just nothing. BCH, nothing there. Ocean, also nothing. And really the only things with strength are just whatever the latest flavor of the week pump and dump scam is, because these old coins are just continuously down. Tezos against Bitcoin. I mean, it's just nothing. There's just nothing here. Maker BTC ranging, just nothing going on. I think, was Ocean the one a while back? Yeah, so Ocean, we were talking about this higher high potentially, and it just didn't hold because I think we had some sort of range here, gave it all back. So the TLDR is use an index for a broad screen to know what to expect. Total 2, total 3, others, whatever. Look at it, use a trend metric. That'll tell you when to come back. Right now, nothing else matters because liquidity is still tight and nobody's here. And there just isn't any evidence of bullishness for alts relative to BTC. That's all I got for this one. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.